Let's get into it. Hey, it's Turn the Page Books. I'm Paige, and today I have a visitor. Let's open our bubbly. Woo! That one kind of spelled. Oops. Okay. Do you like it?
Like it!
She likes it. Okay. I reread The Hunger Games, so you don't have to. The new book comes out March 17th. It's called The Sunrise on the Reaping, and I'm so excited. It's a prequel to the Hunger Games series, and it's Haymitch's point of view from his Hunger Games, which was the second quarter quell, the 50th games. This has been a long time coming. I know a lot of fans have been wanting to see this, so I'm so pumped. I can't believe it's already almost here, and it's gonna be coming out, and then the movie comes out next year, so really exciting time for the Hunger Games fans. I read the series for the first time. I believe I was a freshman in high school. Must have been middle school, high school. I actually didn't read Mockingjay until this week for the first time. I rated it 5 stars. It was amazing. Obviously, the movies are great too. They're one of my favorite franchises. I rewatch them all the time. This is the first time I've reread the series in a long time. So I'm really excited to share some details that you might want to know for the new book. But first, a moment for these beautiful books. They are the special editions that came out recently. Hunger Games. Here's the sprayed edges. Oops. I love the colors of them. Here's Catching Fire. Mockingjay, which is my favorite color. I love this shade of purple. A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Maybe focus, I don't know. The only one I didn't reread this time around is A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because I reread it last year for my book club when we were going to go see the movie. But I love that book too, and I love a good prequel. And a villain origin story, so that was fantastic. They're also the perfect amount of floppy. Like, I mean, yes. Before I get into this, huge warning, there will be spoilers for the Hunger Games books and movies. Also spoilers of what happens in Haymitch's Hunger Games, so if you want to go into the book being totally surprised, maybe don't watch this. But if you want to kind of know a little bit of the backstory before going into it, I'm your girl. For the Hunger Games, you don't need to know too much from this one. Hunger Games actually followed the movie quite closely, I thought. There were a few details that maybe weren't in the movies that were in the book, but they did a great job. We are introduced to Haymitch in this story. He uses drinking to numb the pain of what he experienced in the Hunger Games and what happened afterwards. We know he lives alone and he does not have any family members left. In the Hunger Games, we fall in love with Haymitch's relationship with Katniss and Peeta, kind of how he helps bring them together, get them through the games. Catching Fire is the most important one if you want to know what's happening in Haymitch's story. In Catching Fire, to recap, it's the 75th Hunger Games, the 3rd quarter quell, so there's gonna be special rules. Peeta and Katniss get to go back into the games again because the tributes are being pulled from the original pool of victors. When we're reading this, it's always from Katniss's point of view. What we don't know is the behind the scenes of Haymitch working with Plutar and a whole bunch of other characters to keep Katniss alive and make her the Mockingjay for the 3rd book. If you're going to reread any of these books, it would be Catching Fire to prepare for the new book, specifically chapter 14. In chapter 14, Peeta and Katniss are getting ready for the 2nd Hunger Games that they're gonna be in. They decide to watch previous Hunger Games so they can get an idea of the other victors and how they will perform in the arena. After going back and forth, they decide to watch Haymitch's games just to see what happened and to get an idea of what a quarter quell looks like. Now, this is what we learned from Haymitch's quarter quell. The first thing that we learned is that the special rule that they had was they pulled double the number of tributes to go into the arena for that year. The second thing we learned is the environment of the arena. So we know it's a meadow type experience. It has a really good smell. The third important thing is that Haymitch learns there's a force field around the arena, and that's how he wins the games. The fourth, and I think the most important piece of what we learn from this book is one of the main characters that will be in Sunrise on the Reaping, I think. One important character that they keep bringing up is Maisie Lee Donner. This is one of Katniss's mom's best friends from when she was younger, who is a tribute for the 50th Hunger Games. So what we learn about her is that she is Madge's aunt. If you don't remember who Madge is, she was Katniss's friend in the first book, and she's the one who gives Katniss her Mockingjay pin before she goes into the games for the first time. When Katniss asks who the pin is from, she learns that it's from Madge's aunt, Maisie Lee Donner. So we learn that in the second book. Maisie Lee and Haymitch become allies for a lot of the games. So I think that Maisley is going to play a huge part in the new book. At least I hope so. It'll be really interesting to see her character play out. So I'm really intrigued to see what Haymitch's life is like before, his family life, because we don't get any of that in the original series. It'll be sad to see his story play out, but necessary, I think. I'm so excited for this to become my personality yet again. I pre-ordered a physical copy of the book, also pre-ordered an audio copy from Audible. I will be probably listening to it first because that's the first thing I'm gonna get, and then I will have the book to keep and go back and reference, annotate if I want. But yeah, I'm a little sad I won't have it in my special edition, but that's okay. I'm just excited to have another one and so pumped for the movie to be out. I think it's supposed to come out in 2026. I loved Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes movie too. Last year I went with my book club to go see the movie and it was a blast, so can't wait to do it again. So that's the one idea to do with your book club, is to go and watch movies for the books that you read. I do post videos every Tuesday. I appreciate all your support, and go ahead and leave a comment, subscribe, like, do all the things, and we can be book besties. Have a great week and happy reading.